Uganda insists it qualifies as a middle-income status country. Parliament summons Minister for Security over irregularities in UPDF recruitment. And the House pokes holes in government salary enhancement plans. While Team Pasua roars ahead of Fort Portal National Rally Championship. Hello once again. Following the World Bank's statement about Uganda's financial status, Uganda Bureau of Statistics has come out to defend its stand that Uganda is a middle-income country. Let's take a look at that.
Uganda Bureau of Statistics has affirmed Uganda's eligibility as a middle-income status. The affirmation comes after President Yoweri Museveni's State of the Nation address announced Uganda's GDP per capita for financial year 2021-2022 had risen to $1,046, and thus the country had crossed the threshold for the lower middle-income status. However, later on, the World Bank released its economic update for the year 2020-2021, indicating that Uganda's gross national income per capita was $840 and had not yet crossed the threshold for a middle-income status. In a meeting held between the World Bank and UBOS, it was evident that the World Bank was using data based on the financial year 2020-2021, while the government of Uganda was looking at the recent statistics of 2021-2022.
The meeting noted that the differences arose mainly from the following three factors related to the national accounts aggregates, population figures, and the sources of data and reference period used. Estimates for GNI per capita, which is the GDP adjusted for net primary income, released by the World Bank, are consistent with the government of Uganda estimates. The reference periods in the two periods is different. Whereas the report by government of Uganda was based on the financial year 2021-22 official data, the one by the World Bank was based on the financial year 2020-21. So these are two different years.
Variations equally came through as the World Bank was using the UN population projection of Uganda, which is 47.1 million people, while the government's official estimates of the population projection were at 42.4 million people. The two parties have agreed to meet in a month and come out with harmonized population projections. In addition, UBOS was tasked to report the country's GDP and aggregate report on the gross national income estimates every middle of the year. The World Bank was further requested to always use up-to-date figures for a particular year in their reports.
And the Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, has today met chairpersons and vice-chairpersons of committees in Parliament of Uganda. The purpose was to consolidate teamwork that will ensure government business is handled timely and with urgency.
This meeting comes after the start of the second session of the 11th Parliament of Uganda that started on Tuesday, 5th July 2022, where several important bills are scheduled to be handled. The Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, congratulated the respective sectoral committees for a job well done in spite of the challenging times. She observed that in the last session, some committees remained with unfinished work. She urged them to dedicate time and process all business in committees with urgency.
Our major objective was to build synergy, cohesion, and teamwork to ensure that all government business is processed with the urgency it deserves and on time. We have a common role, that is to serve Ugandans, a common role to come up with the same the same ideas to help government perform and play its role. Depending on the NDP 3, the National Development Plan 3, the NRM government has got an agreement with the Ugandans. They gave us a term of office, they gave our president a term of office, and that's why SEC has to approve who should take a lead, who should chair the committees.
The Premier encouraged the committees to produce reports based on research and consultation. The Premier implored members of Parliament to support, educate and monitor the parish development model. The committee chairperson is pledged to work closely with the Office of the Prime Minister. While applauding government's development efforts, the leaders pointed out areas that may derail the parish development model, such as land conflicts and corruption.
We would like to be fast, and we would like to process your businesses expeditiously. But I don't know whether you are aware that there is also a problem on your side.
This issue of land grabbing is not unique to Buganda. In my own constituency, a director in the program of Operation Wealth Creation, a one Sylvia Award, is evicting a whole village of people.
Thank you very much. My name is Remi Jachia, the chairman of the Karamaja Parliamentary Group, and I'm happy for this morning engagement with the Prime Minister. One of the key messages I want to share with the country is that for the last 1 week, at least we can sleep. People of Karamoja can sleep. The security situation has really come down tremendously.
In another development, the Prime Minister held a meeting to follow up on the status of the fresh tax levied on exported Uganda eggs by the Kenyan government.
Measures to eliminate all trade barriers. Then include the removal of restrictive levies or taxes that were being implemented in violation of the East African Custom Union protocols. How to find alternative markets for the business.
Nabanja noted that the parish development model is expected to produce many products that need market. She said government will have to look for alternative markets in the region, particularly in the DRC. The meeting was attended by the First Deputy Prime Minister Rebecca Kadaga, Minister for Trade Mwebesa, and line technical officers. In a later development, the Prime Minister met the Iranian Deputy Prime Minister for Foreign Affairs and discussed a wide range of bilateral issues.
You can invest in agriculture. We can also invest in agro-processing. That is value addition, and which Iran or business community can come and take advantage of.
Nabanja thanked the government of Iran for partnering with Uganda to build the Iran Naguru Hospital. The visiting Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Mahdi Safari pledged his country's commitment to strengthen cooperation between the two sister countries.
And members of parliament have questioned the UPDF recruitment exercise, saying it has been soiled by irregularities, including bribery and sectarianism. In the matter of national importance raised by Tororo woman member of parliament, Sarah Opendi, the House learned that recruitment in her constituency saw people being ferried from other districts.
A few weeks ago, Uganda People's Defence Force rolled out a countrywide mass recruitment exercise for young and able-bodied men and women. Among the requirements one had to present included a valid national identification card, senior force certificate, recommendation letter, a letter from the LC chairperson from the area of full-time residence or birth, among others. An individual also had to be in good health and above 18 but below 30 years. However, Tororo woman member of parliament Sarah Opendi says recruiting officers have flouted the guidelines of the recruitment exercise. While presenting a matter of national importance during plenary, she told the House that the recruiting officers in Tororo were seen ferrying people from different districts and regions for the exercise.
Tororo was allocated 120 slots, Right Honourable Speaker, And to our surprise, Right Honourable Speaker, very many of the young people were not taken.
It's alleged that the exercise in other districts MPs has been based on tribal sentiments. Some recruitment officers have also been faulted for taking bribes from recruits above 30 years and those that do not have qualifications for the exercise.
The local leaders who were present, the RDC, the district officials, requested to verify the purported lists of the people from Tororo. They were not allowed, Right Honourable Speaker.
About people of 30 years and below, yet in the advertisement, they say they want 30 years and below.
Speaker of Parliament Anita Mong has asked the line minister to come out and clarify on the alleged irregularities.
If you want to get a job, must you go through that suffering? And must you say who brought you here? Who is your godparent? Do I need to have a godparent to have a job?
The CDF is here. The deputy CDF is here. Other members are here. So why do they come to Parliament?
This is not the first time UPDF recruitment officers are faulted over irregularities and misconduct.
The thing is happening with the WUA. The same thing happens with the UPDF. It happens with the prisons. Can we have this verified by the local leadership, whether these people come from these areas?
The countrywide recruitment exercise by Uganda People's Defence Force is targeting recruitment of over 10,000 personnel to the local defence unit. Susan Naonga reporting for ABC TV.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Mong, has promised to write to the President over the continued absenteeism of ministers, crippling the completion of Parliament's business. This was occasioned by complaints from MPs' frequent unexplained absenteeism of ministers, which has rendered their representation docket in Parliament irrelevant. Although ministers are supposed to attend plenary sessions out of over 80, usually plenary session is attended by less than 10. The size of the cabinet apparently is over 80 ministers, some of whom are ex-officials.
And people are not fair in this country.
Right of the House, and where none of...
Speaker, yesterday when you were communicating, you said that today members would come with their matters of national importance. However, Right Honourable Speaker, when I look at the front bench, as usual, we are having only 2 or 3 ministers available in the House, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, wouldn't we move a resolution in this Parliament so that we have the number of ministers at least represented, even if they are quarter?
In fact, some excuses were that they are still in the field about the PDM, but I'm going to make a follow-up to see that they are here tomorrow.
The purpose of giving ministers all those facilities, it's to help them to be here.
A ministry that has 4 ministers, none of them is there. Now we have 2.
But there are ministers that have never stepped here.
So when you are giving out a punishment or sanctions, for example, what sanction do you give to the Honourable Minister of Education, Honourable Janet Kataha?
We want the ministers in this House. We got an assurance from the President that in every sitting we shall have 30% of the ministers. Maybe you need to give us a justification as why we should have 83 ministers. I am going to write to the President. I am writing to the President and ask the President why his members, to ask his members to attend the House.
How did you know that the people from Tororo have...
And 100 members of parliament have established a parliamentary forum that will focus on matters of land management across the country. Named the Uganda Parliamentarians for Land Management Forum, UPLMF is a voluntary and bipartisan forum for all members of the House, and its main objective is to reposition parliamentary roles for the fulfillment of equitable land rights.
According to the chairperson of the forum, Christine Nachimwero, also woman representative for Chiwoga District, the newly constituted forum's main objectives are to increase and sustain parliamentary participation in advocacy, reposition parliamentary roles for the fulfillment of equitable land rights, and also ensure enactment of inclusive, resilient and gender-sensitive laws, policies in Uganda.
We want to ensure the enactment of inclusive laws. And we also want to provide an interface for dialogue. For example, if your community now has a land dispute and you would like members of parliament to come in an organized way, so we are going to use our oversight role, especially in identifying, for example, which disputes are common in all parts of Uganda.
This forum is the first of its kind in Parliament, and it has 100 legislators as members. It's voluntary, bipartisan platform for members to legislate initiatives on land management in the country. Some of the members of the forum say it is timely because of the contentious proposals for compulsory land acquisition by government.
Compensation has to be there. When you read it only in parts and you don't conclude that articles, then somehow somebody may think the government has all the right to take your land without proper compensating you and proper timely as well. Should be timely, at the same time properly.
The forum will also put up a central registry at Parliament to compile all land-related issues from fellow MPs from their constituencies.
I would believe this platform is going to be of great importance to majorly the most vulnerable Ugandans who have been affected by land grabbing, land evictions, illegal land evictions.
Even when we look at all these existing government programs, you've heard of circles, you've heard of issues to do with socio-economic transformation. There is nothing that can prosper if the land question is not addressed.
Nachimwero says the forum will work hand in hand with different stakeholders in the land sector, including the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Uganda Land Commission and culture institutions, among others. Shamim Naiga and Gloria Gwitabenji, Parliament.
Now, Parliament has poked holes in the detailed action plans which government seeks to undertake to address the concerns related to salary enhancement of teachers. This follows an address by the Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, who revealed that government intends to enhance the pay of all its employees in the medium term as the resources become available. Now, the legislators picked interest in the matter despite a meeting by President Museveni and the UNATO executive, which agreed to call off the recent strike by arts teachers over salary enhancement.
For your statement.
Parliament has not yet found a position to allow the discussion of salary discrepancy in the education sector to rest, even after President Yoweri Museveni met with executive members of Uganda National Teachers Union and unanimously agreed to call off the industrial action.
There must be a continuous engagement with these teachers. We shouldn't get excited that teachers are back to schools because they might be there, but psychologically tortured because their issues were not addressed.
The Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, briefed the August House on the position of government after several meetings with the concerned stakeholders. Muruli Mukasa asserts that government was in one way constrained in the implementation of the 2017 pay policy approved in regards to a partial or phased approach in dealing with salary enhancement for public servants. In the last 2 financial years, Minister Muruli Mukasa says the pay policy was taken up by events including COVID-19, which in turn forced government to prioritize accordingly.
Beginning next financial year, we shall continue with the enhancement. And indeed, certain sectors of the public service including the teachers. That has not been enhanced this time, will be enhanced.
The MPs, backed by Speaker Anita Annette Among, found the government's detailed plan to prioritize sciences wanting, arguing that it contradicts Article 40 of the Constitution of Uganda, which provides for economic rights to ensure equal pay for equal work without discrimination.
So I want to learn from the minister, what are we curing actually by creating a discriminative pay policy? Is it employment? Are we solving a employment problem?
The minister should table for consideration a full salary enhancement plan with specific timelines for Parliament to consider.
It should have gone on course if these other interventions had not taken place. But we are still committed. And indeed, the way forward now is to have further negotiations.
Speaker Annette Among has constituted a 5-member committee to introduce a motion which will be adopted by Parliament and advise accordingly.
We will go by the resolution. If you have issues that you want to raise that are pertinent to this issue, take it to that committee of 5.
Daniel
Accusing government of failing to honor the 2018 collective bargaining agreement (CBA) with the local government unions over salary enhancement.
Government has re-echoed its commitment to enhance public workers' salaries in a phased manner depending on the availability of resources.
We have a comprehensive plan to enhance salaries for all public servants, including those in local governments. So we appeal to them to be calm, to be patient, to be understanding, and wait for government to implement that plan of phased enhancement of the pay for public servants.
The General Secretary, Uganda Local Government Workers Union, Hassan Mudiba, reveals the modalities agreed upon after meeting with government.
Today we had a meeting with the Minister of Public Service regarding the pending industrial action. The government committed itself to enhance salary for local government workers union effective September 2022-2015, when the budget cycle for next financial year starts. They have committed themselves to prioritize local government workers salary enhancement this time for the first time. And I also take this opportunity to congratulate you, all local government workers, for that achievement, because it has not been there. And also it shows the strength of unity and the strength of union.
But in that meeting we discussed and agreed that instead of only talking to few workers, we now planned for all the workforce. And now we need government commitment. Now we are waiting for a letter of commitment from him, from the ministry, to local government so that they can call off the strike.
On several occasions, public service unions have had strikes opposing government's mode of implementing the 2018 collective bargaining agreement signed with local government unions. Dorcas Kimono and Clement Wangira, UBC News.
Now, the Centenary Technology Services has signed a memorandum of understanding with artificial intelligence expert Sandbird AI, geared towards developing the artificial intelligence-based innovation ecosystem to facilitate the usage of technology and development of software applications in Uganda.
Artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. Specific applications including expert systems, natural language processing, speech recognition, and machine vision. The new partnership between Centenary and Sunbird AI is aligned towards addressing challenges to equality and inclusion through the adoption of artificial intelligence technology.
That artificial intelligence as a technology enables inclusion. So inclusion in the sense that why must I, as a Ugandan citizen, be deprived of information because I cannot read English? So what artificial intelligence does is that through things like language translation that Sunbird have, it means that you are able to instantaneously translate an English communication, as an example, to all the major languages of Uganda.
Dr. Grace Sekakubo, the Chief Executive Officer at Centetech, highlighted that such partnerships are informed by the need to digitize the economy.
As a technology company of the group that looks after this span and portfolios, we feel the responsibility, and we indeed have it, to digitize the community. And what comes with digitization is to enhance efficiency and effectiveness of service delivery. How we are doing it now is to partner with people or institutions that matter.
On their part, Sunbird AI revealed that they aim at providing high-quality Afrocentric artificial intelligence systems with a focus on developing open-source applications.
So bring this technology to these facilities that they have is one key thing. When you talk of banking, fintech, so Centenary has a reach to the least banked people, so people who are not banked, who are on the fringes of banking in the rural areas. So how do you identify these people, for example? How do you create a profile of someone that can be banked, right? So this is places where artificial intelligence can come in.
Though still relatively new in Uganda, the promise of AI-based technologies is enormous, and the benefits range from efficiency gains to driving inclusion in technology use.
And now NITAU took on the Uganda Transformation Project in 2016, funded by the World Bank in partnership with the Ministry of ICT and other private sector stakeholders. This was in a bid to spur technological advancement in both public and private sectors, which they celebrate today.
NITAU is celebrating the success of the project as it nears its end, seeing over 2,000 government offices connected to the national IT backbone infrastructure.
By congratulating NITAU and the Ministry of ICT and NG on your stellar accomplishments under RCIP 5 initiative, and on your continuous efforts to digitize public services and deliver them in increasingly user-friendly ways, especially during the COVID pandemic.
Besides enabling efficient public service, the Uganda Transformation Project has over time helped to lower the cost of internet, coming from $300 per megabyte per month 6 years ago.
So along the way, we reduced to $70 for 1 megabyte per second per month. But we intend even to reduce that further. So as the minister has stated, we are looking at a cost reduction of close to even half the price of internet.
Is this only public sector internet or even the private?
This is the public sector or government internet, but it also cascades down to the private. The private will also follow suit and lower their cost, because the government internet is also utilized by the private ISPs or the private internet service providers.
Basing on the 4 principles of the national resistance movement, ICT was cited as a major contributor to socio-economic development.
ICT is a key facilitator of socio-economic transformation. And that's why the President and indeed the government established a standalone ministry responsible for ICT. Because much as we address different areas of development, but we all appreciate that technology is what is driving the development processes.
We have so many institutions which are offering online classes. A person that I graduated a few weeks ago from the University of Nairobi, and for all the time I studied, I never stepped there. I only stepped there for graduation.
According to Data Reportal, Uganda's internet penetration rate stood at 29.1% of the total population at the start of 2022. Wadulo Makanold, Zawadi Choncho for UBC News.
Now, the Public Accounts Examinations Board has released the June 2022 Accountants Examination results with a slightly improved performance. The president of the Institute of Certified Accountants of Uganda, CPA, Constantine Mayende Otieno, released the examinations at an event at Skies Hotel in Nakuru.
By virtue of the powers bestowed upon me as the president of the Institute, I hereby...
The Public Accounts Examinations Board of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda has released the June 2022 examination diet results with a call for adequate preparations on the side of candidates.
I hereby declare the June 2022 diet of the CPA examinations results released.
The president of the Institute, Constantine Otieno, released the examination results at an event held at Skies Hotel Nakuru in Kampala. He asked candidates to always ensure adequate preparation before sitting for the exams.
When the Public Accounts Examinations Board reviews these results, there are common themes that come through, and you could see that for many of these, it's really inadequate preparation. Really, the issue has to be with the students.
Mayende said performance in the papers that require arithmetic skills were averagely done due to insufficient preparations.
These are exams that touch on the real-life scenarios, and for you to be able to apply the concepts and principles, you need to have understood the topics.
The chairperson, Public Accountants Examinations Board, Geoffrey Byamojisha, while presenting a detailed explanation of the candidate's performance, emphasized that the Institute always emphasizes international standards of the accountancy profession while setting the examinations.
The average pass rate has improved from 35.5% in December 2021 to 44.7% this sitting. In terms of gender, out of the 2,877 passes registered, 1,589 or 55.2% were by female candidates.
The secretary of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, Derek Nkaja, explained that the institute works in the public interest and will maintain the expected standards.
Desires to attempt accountancy should ground themselves into English and mathematics, because that's what usually fails candidates: interpretation of the question and applying the principles.
4,940 candidates sat the Accounting Technician's Diploma, Certified Tax Advisor and Certified Public Accountants of Uganda examination papers at 7 centers in Fort Portal, Gulu, Arua, Mbarara, Mbale, Kampala and Nkozi.
And the Katikiro of Uganda, Charles Peter Maiga, has advised fishermen in Kalangala to prioritize life if Uganda is to achieve its target of kicking out AIDS before 2030. Katikiro was at Kachanga village on Buvu Island on his second day in Kalangala together with the Uganda AIDS Commission on a sensitization campaign against HIV/AIDS.
The Uganda AIDS Commission, together with Buganda Kingdom, are still in Kalangala for the sensitization campaign against HIV and AIDS. On the second day, the first spot was Kachanga village, Buvu Island, where Katikilo tasked leaders to lead the sensitization of people against HIV and AIDS. The Director General Uganda AIDS Commission maintains that collective effort must be put in Kalangala, being a district with the highest prevalence.
So what we've observed that as Uganda AIDS Commission, and we are rallying our partners to just ramp up our message. We want to make sure that we go out with HIV/AIDS prevention information. We'd like to go out to schools, we'd like to go out to social places, and we are working with people from all categories.
He hailed the Kabaka for bearing a flag in the fight against AIDS in Africa and has hope that by 2030, Uganda's target will be achieved.
But if you can only be that if you're well and alive. So keep yourself safe, keep yourself away from HIV. It's all our responsibility to fight HIV, and we can do it and end AIDS by 2030.
At Lulamba village, Katikiro advised people on ARVs to take as recommended by the experts.
Bw'oba na mukemenya ne batakebera ajja kutta. Bw'oba omulina nirempeke empeke emu. Olira omutwe gwengege n'ogusosola n'oguteeka wali nti ate okumira akaweke.
The district woman member of parliament, Nachimuli Helen, attributes the increasing rate of HIV and AIDS prevalence to the migrant nature of the islands.
Many people leave the islands, go elsewhere, others leave and come back. So they move about, and most of these people who come in are the ones who have the virus and spread it to the other people.
The Uganda AIDS Commission advises medical workers to give clear information to patients to minimize the spread.
Back then, getting HIV was a death sentence. And that was it. But because there's medication now, people can still live and be able to, carry on normally with their lives. So we are now struggling with that group and ensuring that the right messaging is out there. We've done some testing of messages, and it has shown us that the scaring approaches will not necessarily. So we are working with the youth themselves to craft the messages.
Some of the community leaders we talked to had this to say about the increasing spread of AIDS in Kalangala.
Kale nava ku mukazi wo mubala nagenda ku mwana omuto w'essomero bwatyo bagenda nga bakyasanya akalawuka omuvubuka bwava ku mwala omuto kati gwo omusajja omuvubuka omulala ogenda otuuka ku mwana olaba mwana muto kumbe yamusigadde akawuka.
I'm Nafka Farida.
And livestock traders in Kalere Market are experiencing a low turn-up of customers ahead of Eid ad-Duha celebration set for this Saturday. Traders believe this has probably been caused by the recent hike in fuel prices that have consequently affected the prices of other commodities.
Eid ad-Duha is the second and biggest of the two main holidays celebrated in Islam to honor the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son Ismail as an act of obedience to Allah's command. Before he could sacrifice his son, God provided him with a lamb to sacrifice in his name. In commemoration of this intervention, animals are slaughtered to celebrate Eid ad-Duha. This prompted traders of livestock at Kalere Market to stock animals in plenty but expressed concern over the low turn-up of customers.
Naye embuzi eno luli batuwanga miliyoni ngera bwogamba miliyoni bakuwa buwi naye essaawa zino nagiguze emitwalo 65 naye essaawa zino njagala emitwalo 75 naye siraba bampa sitoka nsuubudde nnene era ne mbweraliikirivu wanze ndi musuubuzi wa mbuzi nnene obutono buno sibumanyi naye ate abantu bajjumbidde nnyo obuki.
By press time, the livestock market had over 500 goats with 200 sheep.
Twasubudde maali naye ate bakasitoma tugenze okulaba nga bajja bamusoosobo
betwali tuguza tetukyabalaba bwe tubakubira amasimu tebagakwata kati tumanyi bantu betuguza bwe buzibu bwe tufunye ku yideni eya leero abantu baavu oli ajja asaba mbuzi ya mitwalo 10-15
At Kalere Market, one person has been slaughtering over 70 animals for Eid ad-Duha celebrations, but traders are worried this might not happen this year.
Abantu abo abayindi abawarabu balinga mu ebiseera nga bagulira ddala mwarabu munga agula ensolo 15 naye kati bakendeera bagula ensolo 3 bwe watyo wano munansi wano Taina senta sobola kugula mbuzi 30 so wano buli musuubuza soosubula embuzi 20 kitegeeza abamu bagenda kusalwa.
Traders lament that most of the customers who come only bargain and walk away. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Minister for Kampala, Hajat Sakabanda, has paid a courtesy visit to Galiawamu Border and Traders Development Group in Lufula Kalere along Gayaza Road to witness the giveaway of over 30 motorcycles to their members to boost and improve their welfare. Now, the members decried mismanagement by Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, while promoting the Smart City proposal, which the minister promised to investigate.
Agalia Awamu Boda Boda and Traders Development Group Limited, an association and a group of SACCO members, started in 2018. The SACCO was, however, affected by the COVID-19 lockdown, retarding their progress, but upon the reopening of the economy, they started again to revive its members. This has been boosted by a giveaway of over 30 motorcycles to Agalia Awamu Boda Boda Traders Association members.
And they are willing to save and get. If they are going to give out 50 Boda Bodas, it seems they're hardworking. So I really support them, and I will support them, and I will continue supporting them by bringing the Miyoga here, parish model here, and other development issues here in the market. Because I didn't know what was taking place. It was good I came, and I've appreciated whatever is here.
Minister of Kampala Hajat Minsa Kavanda thanked members of Agalia Awamu Boda Boda Traders Association.
I apologize for that. But Uganda would have to produce about 40 million goats annually to satisfy both local and international markets. This was revealed during a sensitization meeting of small-scale and medium farmers in Hoima district organized by Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC. Now, the meeting was aimed at equipping the farmers with skills to enable them produce for the international market.
Statistics indicate that currently Uganda has 14.1 million goats, and world over, their population stands at 1.4 billion goats. This falls short of local and international demand. Hence, UNOC is sensitizing small-scale and medium entrepreneurs to tap into the market. The academic consultant from Bishop Stuart University, Dr. Jean Simon Onyait, says that Uganda needs to increase the production of goats to meet the demand.
The demand is high, but we cannot meet that requirement. To meet that requirement means producing more, and that means more money to the pockets of the people. So wealth creation should go into that, supported with the extension service.
The director, Bulindi Zona Agriculture Research Institute, Dr. Baguma Sylvester, says Bunyoro sub-region hosts just under 800,000 goats.
We have, in this zone, we have about 760,000 goats. We could say 800,000 goats. And the ratio is really bad. Maybe to make it better, we look at it from the other side, that 3 goats per 1 person.
Dr. Charles Kajura, the Hoima District Production and Marketing Officer, expects the demand to increase even more when Hoima International Airport starts operations next year.
And consistent supply, 500 kilograms every week over 3 years, means that you must have a very good production base of goats to meet that demand. So that's why I'm saying we are not able to meet that demand. That's just the oil and gas industry.
Dr. Hannington Biarugaba, a goat farmer and the owner of City Farm Hoima, has advised more farmers to get involved in lucrative goat rearing.
I believe it's an enterprise that is very profitable, starting with the local breeds which are very adaptable to our environment, but crossing them with improved breeds so that the productivity can increase. It's a very
Many farmers are already reaping big from the business.
And with that, we take a quick break. When we return, business news. This is News Tonight.
Amabara gange ninyo kawaga Pamela amananu gali banzara masindi baitu nyikara kagoma maganjo so nkabandao nyikaliye ninkore byange at home nyara a landline number calling ya MTN so bunyakwasire nkajya kurona ngamanze Zahara Toto I'm calling from MTN ohangwire motoka I just said kali not believing asikiriza nti dala kitufu yangambo singwire motoka bagyagaruka mba kuterere. So I'm so happy. Thank you MTN banange, it is real. Biamananu sibya feli.
With MTN Mama Nyabo. Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Are you a player in the tourism sector with a struggling business following the COVID pandemic? UDB, in partnership with European Union, is providing financial assistance to businesses operating in the tourism sector. You can access subsidized loan with grants, loan with a tenor of up to 5 years, free business advisory services, and free environmental impact assessment. Visit www.udbl.co.ug/call for applications to apply. Deadline for submission is 31st October 2022 at 5 p.m. For more information, please call 0414 355 509.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using to Gabonais. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Multi Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You see, I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just set for register.
What's going on here?
He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 #, and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
Not mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Uganda Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, the Ministry of Local Government and PDM Coordination Secretariat, is undertaking the Parish Development Model PDM baseline data collection required to inform the implementation of the PDM. The PDM goal is to transform households still in subsistence to the money economy. The data will be collected from the households in the country by parish chiefs, supported by other qualified staff appointed by the respective local governments. All the information collected will be treated with utmost confidentiality. This is to appeal to the general public to cooperate with the data collectors by providing correct information. For more information, please contact the Office of the Public and Media Relations on 0755 342 128 or 0414 706 000 or 0783 026 780. This message is brought to you by Dr. Chris Mukiza, the Executive Director, Uganda Bureau of Statistics.
Welcome back. Now in business news, Uganda business community has only a 3-month grace period to formalize their marine cargo insurance with local companies. URA and the Uganda Insurers Association have resolved that all marine cargo insurance premiums be paid to local insurance companies and not to foreign companies.
Uganda Insurers Association and Uganda Revenue Authority have resolved that all import marine cargo be insured with the local insurance companies. This should improve on the country's balance of trade.
It's just asking people to pay insurance in Uganda, to licensed insurance companies in Uganda. And there is no particular insurance company that has any advantage over another. Yeah, so there is no protectionism. So long as you are licensed to carry out general business in Uganda and you offer marine insurance, you are part of the consortium that is offering this cover to the importers.
The advantages are accrued to the trader because then the policy is issued locally
within the terms that you understand and paying premiums to a domiciled insurer. So we don't expect that this should be a challenge because we are in touch with the team offshore.
The business community has a grace period of 3 months to cater for goods in transit.
The implementation of this directive will take a phased manner with a 3 months grace period during which there are no penalties as envisaged under Section 9(5) of the Insurance Act.
The strategy of local payment of insurance will also hasten delivery of insurance services.
What we are trying to do with this initiative is to try and retain these premiums locally here in Uganda to develop the country and also the companies that are offering this service.
Kasita have welcomed the initiative.
As importers, we have been paying hugely to foreign insurance companies with little knowledge whether our exporters have really complied and paid, or not knowing how we can be compensated in case of a loss.
To avoid double payments, URA commits to leverage on technology for proper reflection in Uganda and beyond. Abdul Nasser Lubwama and Irene Nantongo, UBC Business.
And a majority of Ugandan women do not have access to banking services, according to recent findings by International Finance Corporation. About 650,000 out of 10 million adult women in the country have no access to banking services.
Stanbic Bank Uganda, in partnership with International Finance Corporation, has equipped over 5,000 selected women from across the country with financial literacy skills. During a study undertaken by International Finance Corporation of the about 10 million adult women in Uganda, only 646,000 have bank accounts, which are 6%. This was disclosed during financial literacy skills training for Kampala business women recently held at Hotel Africana, Kampala.
6% of the adult women in 2020 that were banked. So that brought out the need to bring out women and make sure they're part of the financial inclusion.
Under a product codenamed Stanbic for Her, the manager women banking at Stanbic Bank Goretti Serunkoma Lukwago, former Mayor Kampala Sarah Nkonge Mwonge, among others, witnessed the event where women were trained in customer care, business branding and attitude towards clients.
kwatako kulaba nti nno ekirooto kye kituukiriza fe kye tumuwa kwe kumuyamba naba nga asobola okutekinga step towards her dream kijja kutuyamba naffe okusobola okutumbula ensi yaffe kubanga ffe ng'aba Stanbic Bank tulina papasi yaffe egamba Uganda is our home. We drive her growth.
Stanbic Bank has also offered attractive interest rates of 15.5% on loans for women, free account opening, business insurance and free ATM withdrawals for the initial 4 times.
Stanbic Bank was my first bank when I became the mayor of Kampala in 1998. They said you need a bank that will, portray your picture as a mayor. And this was Stanbic Bank.
At least 5,000 women from Gulu, Mbale, Mbarara, Fort Portal and Kampala have reportedly benefited from the Stanbic for Her training aimed at realizing their dreams through performing their business professionally.
At the end of the month, Antogenda Musasula. No abanga business alipoononera. Abana abamu bali rude. So
when we decided to look at the woman, we said which woman will benefit from Stanbic for Her. So we looked.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Sanyuse nnyo essanyu lijula kunzita MTN momo terimba nalindi waka ngenda okuwulira essimu ezze nenga neera bino bye bya bulijjo ebyekifere kubanga mbeera awo omuntu n'ofuna essimu n'ogenda okuwulira oli atandise empaayo emitwalo 5 kakati kino MTN bwe yankubidde bo tebansabye ku ssente wedda banzikakkanya na bukkakkanyaze nga ntabuse ngamba mu buli baffere nze nandi wano pulesa zaagala kunkuba bukubu nsinneebaka ku tulo ate ke mumpadde emmotoka mubyonoonye kati ate awo wiiki ndala MTN yeebale nnyo okutufaako ffe ng'abeebulemeezi Luweero twabalina waaka MTN.
Waka with MTN Mama Nyabo. Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
In sports news, Rotary Club of Chiwatule has launched the DSTV Rotary 5-a-side football tournament. Its 6th edition returns after a 2-year absence during the height of COVID-19.
After 2 years out, the DSTV Rotary 5-a-side football tournament is back, and yet again for a just cause.
This gives us an opportunity as DSTV to give back to the communities in which we operate, and it ties into the other corporate social responsibility activities that we have.
It's scheduled for 23rd July at the Philip Omondi Stadium and is organized by Rotary Club of Kiwatule.
And this tournament is dedicated to two areas of focus. We are going to the maternal and child health, while we are going to equip the Anamwanyi Women Ward in Amulata, and then we are going to have a mental health caravan where we want to raise more money but also buy mattresses, about 400 mattresses for traffic hospital.
It will be open to several teams including Rotary clubs, Rotaract clubs and corporate bodies, all competing for cash prizes.
As Rotary, in our youth focus, we look at vocational skills and talent development. So such tournaments, especially for the Rotaractors, they help develop talent. This is where we see talented people, then we are able to identify teams for them, or when the scouts are around, when they find the good players, they'll be able to source and help the youth develop their talent.
More than 60 teams are expected for the 5-a-side gala that prior to COVID-19 had been annual since 2015.
And the National Rally Championship returns this weekend with drivers ready to brave 119 competitive kilometers in Fort Portal City.
Whereas most attention will be on the National Rally Championship that is currently topped by Ponsinyol Wakataka, the two-wheel drive category is also anticipated. Edward Kirumila leads the two-wheel driver with 60 points, but second-placed Ibrahim Lubega, also known as Team Pasua, seems to be ready to offset him.
naye ekintwala effort portal kuwangula ngera bwe nzize nkikola kuno nzize kuwangula kubanga engule bakama bange bajintumye.
Lubega's chances have been boosted by endorsements from several companies including Roseform, Lugas Fuels and Acacia Tours and Travels.
We are going to be there physically to give him the moral support he needs. So we are very excited that we are part of this journey. And we're going to be a lifetime partner because he's not stopping today. He's going to be a driver. His sons will be drivers. And we are here, we are to a company, we are here to stay, we are here to do transportation, we are here to do tourism.
We have been partnering with the Pasua. Now it is coming to the 4th year. And in our agreement, the way we agreed with them is to fuel his car whenever he's going for a rally competition like this one of Fort Portal.
This is the 4th rally on the national calendar after visits to Mbarara, Kaliro and the Pearl of Africa. It will be of 194 kilometers, of which 111 are competitive, and will have 4 stages including Amabere Ganyinamwiru, Karim Hiriji, Algogo and Chakaigo.
Oh, well, and that does it for News Tonight. Elizabeth Nakakoni on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Do stick around for another football match.